lots and lots of notices on this bridge. It seems like more and more people are ending like that idiot in a car. As I'm recording, they can see consciously what I'm doing, and because of that unconsciousness of stupidity kicking inside of them, they cannot hold those words, so he screams. Anyway, here's as the notice says, when you feel like giving up, just remember the reason why you held on for so long. Yes. So it seems like the world as such a place with so much to do and so much to experience, yet people are giving up. That means the society, the way that we have been brought up, have never been influenced to live life and know life. Instead, they have been looking for life from the outside. Of course, that ain't going to happen unless you are able to keep that life throbbing within you and nurture the existence the way it is. Yes, it seems like people tend to try to jump or try to fly out of this bridge without the wings on. They've been brought up with a pretty primitive way of living, hence the social structure has completely collapsed. Hence they rather sit around and trying to fix the exterior when the interior is collapsing. And they ought to not just mess up their own lives, but also the lives of they have touched by jumping out of this bridge. And there are lots and lots of notices going up on here. It seems it is becoming a problem. It is time to wake up, humanity, before it is all collapse in front of you and within, inside of you. You're worth it. We have been fixing the outside with so much of what is not essential for your life. Remember, life is happening within you. It doesn't happen from the exterior. So remind yourself of this very fundamental basis of life and live it. It seems to be a serious problem, I tell you. Some folks are trying to advise and remind that they're worth it. But that reminder comes from the exterior situations and the people they have touched. And the people who touch them has forgotten them, or they've fallen between their hands. And that itself has caused them to jump out of this bridge. Why? Is the question. If this is a seriousness of having to post notices like this on a beautiful and a historic bridge, that bridge, the non-understanding, or what was on the other side to this side, through a simple engineering structure, has caused a serious amount of harm to life. Today, year 2018, our education, our history, our background, and our upbringing has no relevance, or it is not relevant anymore to the current values of our society. So what do we have to do? Draw back on the observations of what we are doing, and simply remind ourselves that we are here only because of the existence in union with us. If we fouled our exterior union with our interior, we will certainly see life meaningless. But there's, before all of that, there's immense amount of life here. All we have to do is wake up to the reality of this existence and be in union with this existence. Look at the amount of words. I'm not telling you it's going to be easy, but it's worth it. What is really easy is that everything vital to life is happening for you. Why don't you come to this very understanding and start living life instead of giving up and somebody else to remind you how worthy of you are here on this planet? You can only be worthy of if you coexist. If you coexist with this entire nature and life. So we need to remind ourselves once again how important is this life. Leave a gentle path before you and after you. How can we make humans understand if you make yourself in such a way that nobody likes you, your answer to your making is this bridge? No. This bridge is an answer to something that you do not know. By seeking to cross with your own entire energy in the center of it, and cross and find out how this life is all happening for you. Everything vital to life is happening for you. All you need to do is just simply understand how to live that incredible creation around you and the creator of you. It is important that we wake up to this realization. Sometimes all we need is a hug and a kind word. Well, remember, if I tell you a kind word, you'll be on cloud 9 just this moment. The next step you take, that you're going to hear another kind word, the kindness does not come unless you know how to be. The kindness will only come if you're kind. If you're kind to the very existence that is the life-making process itself. When you come to realize this very fundamental aspect of life, you will know that life in itself is all what we need to know. There is nothing else, nothing more that you would need to do for this life-making process. If you make yourself foul, of your own surrounding because of your interior making, there is nothing, there's no doctor, there's no philosophy, there's no psychology, there's nothing that will save you from your own making to come out of it. Open your own doorway to what you made of yourself, of a self-imprisonment of life. No notices. We are not on this earth to see through one another. but to see each other through. But remember, how are you going to see each other through if you are not able to know this piece of life? By looking inwards. By looking inwards, you can simply see yourself as a vital piece of life. And with these two hands and this piece of life, you can make the entire world the way you wish us to see it. If you want to see it horribly wrong, it'll go that way. If you want to see it in the most pleasurable and the most joyful way, it'll go that way. The choice is yours. Please understand just this. Never stop showing someone how much they mean to you. One hello can change a life. Saying hello is not what it means. Saying hello consciously means so much to life and every life that is throbbing within it. And that hello must be woken within individuals. Feelings are like clouds. Everything they will move on. The sun will shine. But the brightest sun will only shine within you. The sun here is giving you energy, light, and heat. All you need to do is experience it fully. There you go. We must accept finite disappointment. But we must never lose infinite hope. Yes, it's not the hope on the other. It is the realization of this life is what makes life. Don't let yesterday take too much of today. Of course, they will remember that part, not to take too much of today. Yet, they're so concerned about yesterday and what is tomorrow. They don't actually invest time on this moment. And the realization of that is that human beings are constantly troubled by that which does not exist. What was yesterday they suffer, and what will be tomorrow they suffer, which does not exist. How the hell are we going to wake the humanity to realize of this very fundamental importance of very life? It is the key to the life-making process that we pay attention to this moment of this creation within us, throbbing, doing this for you, and that's one of many who care. If really one cares, don't you think that one change within us can waken the very fundamental human creature? And that fundamental human creature, if it was woken right at the start and put down the heavy baggage of egoistic, narcissist, and selfish attributes that you have built around you as a defense mechanism, and going on about making the lives and the nature a part of the most miserable thing because of your overindulgence on the existence. The existence will only provide what is necessary to you. Don't go hacking it down and making it the most horrible and the most painful place on earth. Because there are other lives that are throbbing in the same way that you are. Never let the stumble on the road be the end of your journey. There is no journey in this life. There is no time on this planet, and there is no space. If you really want to know life, there is simple distance to travel, and there is no distance, and there is no space to travel. All you need to do, instead of going in a direction of somewhere, just why don't you pay attention and just turn inwards and go nowhere. Just be. If you know how to be, if you know how to be at ease, you will know an enormous amount of how this life is all made. Thank you. How this life is all made and how this life is all happening for you. Don't make your life, when you make yourself at such unease, you become a disease to yourself, and to everyone else you pass on that disease. One of the secrets of life is to make slippery stones from stumbling blocks. There are no slippery blocks. It's just that you are too confident about yourself and missing out the most important and vital elements of this creation. Thank you. And so that we must make ourselves in such a way that we must give enormous attention to this existence and make no conclusions from this existence and dissolve into the existence itself, and you will know much more. Don't let the storm wash away your hopes. Make no hope. Make no storm. Just be a piece of life that's throbbing within you. And every piece of life that is throbbing within you. Good morning. Every piece of life that's throbbing within you, you must pay enormous attention to that. And only then that you will wake up to this very mortal and real life that is in your two hands of making. And whatever it may be, it is your own making of that very incredible journey, or journey, there is no journey. Incredible life it is. There you go. More notices. The train sleepers will not make you sleep well. You're going to be smashed if you jump out of here. Because the earth has been so intelligently created for us so that the life process can happen here. The life process can happen for us. So much is happening for us. Thank you. So much is happening for us. It is for us just so that we can know life. We need to live life. The story will not make life happen. Stories will entertain you and take you to a place where you will see a mirage, or it is becoming an illusion along the way. Don't that illusion become your darkness, which is fundamental to life making process itself. Just be important that the life itself is more than what you make up in your head. It's here. Every second is a new time to smile. Why would somebody need to remind you to smile? Remember, the watch, the clock, and the timers you have put in yourself is just not a time that you need to look at. It is the time that you are not able to recover from yourself back as life. Every second or every millisecond or every microsecond is a time that you will lose or bring you closer to death. Remember this, realize. Remember this very fundamental truth about life, that it's mortal. You're becoming closer and closer to the grave than to your cradle from the moment you grasp that very fresh breath of air and you start screaming with joy, laughter, and smiles. Retain that along your way. It'll enhance life. It'll incredibly make you feel you are in partner, in tandem with this existence. Hi, good morning. There we go. There's motivation, habits, motivation, habits, motivation is what you get started. Motivation, it is not the motivation that makes you started. Remember, every morning, every minute, every hour, a habit gets into your head. Remind yourself that you are simply a mortal piece of life that is throbbing, and your borrowed piece of life of this existence, and make that piece of life throbbing within you, an incredible one. Whatever you pick, you should be also able to put it down any moment. You should also be able to pick it up and put it down again. It won't become a habit. It'll just become a life-making process. So why don't you become in tandem, in union with what is life-making process and what is you as a piece of life. The words that are on here has no relevance for what we are as a human beings. We are still going on about the exterior situations. The exterior situations, your life is your own making and is your business. Don't make it a habit of giving it to a doctor or to somebody else as their own business. Your life is one way, can only be experienced and known just by you. Every other life that is around you is also in existence of its own making. Now, how are you trying to put this life and that life to become one life? No, it is not possible. It can only be possible somewhere else, not on this planet Earth. We have been brought up with these philosophies and logic. We've created the world with logic. We haven't created and brought up humanity with realization of reality. If you are woken enough or awakened, I think you will know what is life. If you're still asleep, you will know what is the darkness and death. Darkness and sleep are two brothers in their own ways. So why don't you wake up and start to experience this life to the fullest and to the highest possibility it has with this existence. Be partner with this existence and don't conclude life. Just make life happen the way it is. Once again, this is all about the logic mind from the exterior. Remind yourself, folks, the darkness is the permanence of life. Darkness is the permanence of existence. The light that we have created, the sun that it's here for us as light, the light switch that we have created through artificiality is our exterior making. The existence itself is dark. The darkness is permanent. Light is impermanent. This impermanence of light is what makes the darkness become realized. If you accept the fact that the light is impermanent, the darkness will become apparent and it's permanent and it's constant. It is there all of the time. It is down to us to open another dimension to this life and know that if you accept the fact of darkness in its entirety, you will start to really know life in this existence that is only temporary. This temporary existence, if you make it, it is your own making. If you don't make it, it is still your own making. Either way, only you can know this life through involvement to the highest. The H in hope is the same one in home and heart. Remind yourself, the words in English are so made easy. It is to fix our exterior situations. It is to fix our exterior situations. It has never been described to fix our interior situations. There are different dimensions of going inwards or looking inwards to know this life fully without hopes, hearts, and homes. We can only know life through fully getting immersed with our existence around us. Our problems are not a stop signs. They're just solutions to your own making. You stop of your own making and wake up to this realization of life, and you will know tough times never last, but tough people do. There are no toughness in this fragility. There is no toughness in this fragility. The tougher you become, you've accepted that you are a mortal piece of life. This is the highest toughness that you could ever achieve. That you're throbbing, and this piece of life can just simply, like poof, gone from this existence for good. And no matter who you were, what you were, and what you could do on this planet, you're not here as part of this existence. So don't be fooled by the very fundamental existence of life. Make yourself realize that your mortality is your awakening of this very real life that you got in your two hands. A problem is a chance for you to do your best. No. The best you will do is to be accepted as a piece of life and know life in its entirety by living it as a mortal piece of life. And once you do that, you will know how to be. Once you know how to be, does anyone needs to now remind you of thou shalt not harm, thou shalt not foul the earth, thou shalt not throw the banana peels on the pedestrian track and the cyclist track so that somebody else get hurt? Thou shalt not destroy, thou shalt not harm and steal. None of this needs to be reminded of. The problem is that you have made a problem of your own making because you never saw this life as life. You saw this life as how can I use and how can I abuse and how can I and how can I and how can I. And you realize after long overdue period of time that you come so far away. There was no one else was the problem. It was just you, the only problem. Once you fix yourself as the problem, every other problem will simply disappear. It is a shame that we do not teach this very fundamental truth to the humans at the very young age and make it the part of the education that is the key to the solution of every human problem that is their own making, of its own kind. This is what makes people, the moment you tell them to forget about something that they have thought about, they will never be able to put it down. It is this teaching makes them jump out of these bridges. It is these thoughts that makes them walk up to the middle or walk straight down here into that bin you see down below. Because it's this teaching, it's this foul teaching of philosophies of where we haven't brought up our humans to fundamentally know life at young age. It is these thoughts and these statements that makes humans make the disastrous leaps over these bridges. It is these thoughts that we must erase, that should never exist. What was yesterday should never exist as part of your life at this minute. Because life is happening in such a phenomenal way. Everything essential to this life is happening within you. How can your thought process be so powerful that you made yourself to leap over this bridge, which is made for something completely different? Look at the statement itself. You are today where your thoughts have brought you. You will be tomorrow where your thoughts will take you. It doesn't take you anywhere tomorrow. You simply have to remind yourself that you are part of this existence, this moment in time. Your thoughts should not be the central focus of your life that is throbbing within you. Forget about what was yesterday. Forget about what was tomorrow. What was yesterday does not exist right now. It is not here. It is just your thoughts. Your thoughts. This is what the French philosophers and all of these individuals have come up with on this planet, has fouled the individual understanding about life, the inner dimension, the inner engineering about life. We should bring humanity to a place where they're above their thoughts. There are statements such as, the thought has become the prime and the most powerful in this existence. Thank you. And because of that, you tell me, I think I exist. You tell me in the sensible way. Isn't it because you exist you are think? Is it because you exist you can think? Or what the French philosophers went on about? I think I exist has become the important norm on this planet. And with that, we have innocent human beings brought up in this world who wants to jump out of this beautiful, beautiful structure, which is called the Lionsgate Bridge, overlooking a phenomenal landscape of mountains and energy and light, an incredible comfort that we have brought up for convenience. All of this that you want to end because of your thoughts. And how can that possibly be? Don't you see how vital this entire process is? How important this life is? One-time chance that you cannot fail. You will always pass at the end. Wait for that time. Don't anticipate it. Don't think about it. Just live it. It'll happen for you anyway. Anytime.
For this type of notices to go up here, there's a reason that the society, the individuals, as a collective union of lives on this planet must wake up that we are doing fundamentally something wrong for somebody to come to this stage in life to know that there is nothing that individual can do, because simply the one has come to end this incredible existence by committing a serious and most arrogant way of terminating. That this existence is not in favor of what you're doing. It is only going to cause further misery and devastation to others who you may have touched or may have not touched in life. Especially the emergency service staff who has to deal with all of which you are not meant to do. When you come to the end of your rope, tie a knot and hang on. Yell for help, and there's also when it seems like there's no hope, there's help. Open the door, pick up the receiver, and call the crisis help center. Now, that's not the way to resolve that one issue. That one life can be helped just with one phone call maybe away. But it's too far. They've gone too far to come this far just to see that the answers to life ends from going above here over to the water and not surviving and making a whole lot of other people inconvenience for what you have taken as a decision. Make the existence and life itself be natural to live and not to cause destruction to yourself or to everyone else around. Look at the beauty of this place. How could you ever go away? Of course, the beauty has been tarnished by houses propping up on that mountain forest, and they're clearing away forest only to make more homes for you to further exploit, further destroy, and for you to come here and look at where you live and how horrible you have made your life and the environment around you, and then to leave all the destruction behind. It's not fair. It's not fair in any terms for anything like this to happen.